What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Minute channel. And today we're gonna be having another video here regarding something that I've been thinking about for quite a bit. I didn't know how to approach it, but the other day somebody commented on one of my videos regarding Persona 5 Royal, and that my video is regarding whether it's worth it and everything. And the particular viewer is somebody that hasn't played the games yet. But he was asking whether she should be playing Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal, and I gave him my thoughts about it and everything. But recently, his next question was something I was kind of like, this is a video worth it, because this is something that it is worth discussing a little bit more in detail than what I told him at the time. And his question was regarding whether I thought that Persona 5 deserved, or Persona in general deserved, the mature rating that they have. Because if you know, in the US, they have this mature rating because of a lot of the different stuff that they do in the game and everything. My thoughts on this really came from that particular conversation with him and everything. What do I think about this? Do you think that Persona 5 deserves that mature rating or not? And my answer to this is, it's a very complicated answer, more than what I originally said. But again, I wanted to discuss this because I thought it was important. But my thoughts on this is very two different things. So Persona is a mature franchise. They deal with a lot of different things like suicide and depression and abuse and all this different stuff, and all of this stuff are in particular different kind of ways not the things that you usually deal in on video games. You know, it has a theme and it goes for something particular, and I think that's why this particular game reaches the maturity in the rating, not particularly because it features nudity, because it doesn't feature nudity. It doesn't really have a lot of cuss words or anything like that. It's not heavy-handed on that kind of stuff. If anything, it cracks me up because even though they do have the mature rating, Ryuji, for example, never says fuck or something like that. He always says the F or whatever instead of saying the full cuss word or something. And there's very few times in the story where you can actually hear people cussing or anything like that, and it's very minimal. It's never used as a point of contingence or anything like that. There's no blood or anything like that. Sure, they deal with themes like death and again suicide and things like that, but you're not actively killing anything. You're not killing people or anything like that. So in some senses, I do believe that the ratings in America, particularly, which is where I live, doesn't really give justice to some particular games like Persona, which is where I'm talking about, right? Because it's a complex. They deal with complex themes, but not in the things where you will think of something like Call of Duty or any of the franchises where you see people killing people with guns and cussing or showing nudity or things like that. Nothing of that sort of stuff really is in here. However, the themes that they do deal with this are heavy themes that I don't know if kids or teenagers will be able to deal with in a sense or anything like that. Now, that being said, I personally believe that I played these games when I was younger, in my teens. At least Persona 3, for sure, I was a teenager when I played the game. And I never in my head was like, man, I'm confused about these themes or anything like that. I always felt like they dealt with it pretty appropriately for what they were going for. Now, the other thing to consider is these games have a high school setting, and they are made for high school students, I believe, because this is kind of like a young adult kind of thing. And most high school students would have already graduated high school by the time that they play these games, if they go by the standards of 17 and everything like that. So I'm not sure how it goes in Japan. I don't know what the rating is in Japan, but I think at least in the US, the mature rating doesn't really stand for what it's supposed to in this particular case. Now, we know with SRB and everything like that, it's being recently confirmed and talked about that they don't actually play the games. They have some kind of trailer, I guess, where they see different companies organize these videos where they see pretty much the mature parts of the game, or the highlights, where what they will think they will be reach a certain type and everything. And so the SRB doesn't really play the games, so they wouldn't really know how these things impact this overall story or anything like that. I don't think they really care for that either. I guess in general, it's a bigger conversation for a different day. I don't necessarily like the way that they categorize games and everything, because different games can do different things and can do different kind of impact depending on the kind of people that they play them. Things like gambling mechanics and stuff like that, like all this stuff with loot boxes and everything. I'm not gonna into detail about it, but I'm just saying, like, some things definitely impact people more than other things. But anyway, that's pretty much it in my discussion video review today. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that Persona deserves the mature SRB rating that it has, or do you think it should change maybe to a T or something like that? I think a T will be fine. I think teenagers can deal with mature themes, and again, I don't think the game particularly features like nudity and stuff like that. Some things are implied, but nothing's ever really shown or anything like that. But that's it for today, guys. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing, and let me know if you agree or disagree with my thoughts on this. Anyway, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys next time.